How does this rank in terms of fights you've had in the past, particularly given the enormity of the event?
Yeah, I think it's more so that. I think it's more so the enormity of the event, of how much of a big stage it will be, how many eyeballs will be on, how much exposure this will bring me. So I'm a professional at the end of the day. I'll always make sure I put 100% into my camps, but I always want to make sure that, especially for an event this big, especially if there's going to be this much of a spectacle, is that I want to put on a great performance as well. Not just the win. The win is going to come, and that will be great. But it's not just about that for me. It's about looking good and showing that while I've got this spotlight on me of this many people, this many eyeballs, that hey, look, these are the skills, these are the attributes, these are the things I've got in the locker as well, and showing off for all those watching at home.
The names roll off the tongue. I mean, so far I've heard Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, all going to be ringside.
Yeah, it's a star-studded cast, isn't it? It'll be an interesting one to look over the ropes and see all those faces lined up on the side. So like I say, it's not just for the millions watching at home, it's to those people as well, those people like Ronaldo, like Mayweather, those massive people that I've looked up to for different points throughout my career, and show them as like, hey, look, I'm doing a little something as well.
But what does that bring added? I know you've been in some big fights. Does that bring any added pressure onto you, like knowing all those eyeballs, A, the famous eyeballs around the ring, and B, the millions of people around the world watching?
Not necessarily, not for me anyways, no. It's added excitement, I wouldn't say it's pressure. For me, I love those moments. I thrive in those moments. When the heat is on and when it's a bit spicy and when there's a lot on the line, that's when you get the best out of me. So I live for it, and when I look over the ropes and I see them faces, it will be like, yeah, okay, cool. I've got something for you, I've got something to show you.
And do you think you'll deal with it better than your opponent, for instance?
I think I'm definitely way more proven. That much is a given. I've been through those situations, I've been through those moments, I've been seen and done it. And however sticky the situation has got, I've always come out on the other side on top. On big events, on big stages, in big fights as well, against opponents I would say that were better qualified than my current opponent for this fight. So yeah, I'm well ahead of him in terms of preparation and kind of being seen and done it. And
in terms of, you said about thriving on the pressure, the excitement and the spice, and there was, some unwanted spice really. I'm not going to go into it too much, but how did that affect you, and how has it changed anything in your camp? Has it made you more determined?
It's hard to get more out of me. It's hard to make me more determined, but it definitely made me kind of bite down on a few extra sessions and really go, okay, if that's how you want to play things, I've got something special to show you on the night, because that's where it counts. It's all fun and games doing it in the build-up, in the before, and this, that, and the other, but where it really matters is on the night. And like I said to you before, that's where I shine the brightest. So if you want to have your 5 minutes over there, okay, cool. I'll give you a serious 5 minutes in the ring, and then it will be front page everywhere, and it won't be a great night for you.
What did you feel that showed about him?
Nervous, jittery, scared, just like, one of those little like Chihuahua dogs that just can't, they just yappy, going. But if you really go at them, they'll like run off or back off. It's one of those that's what that showed me, because I'm cool, I'm chilled, I'm relaxed in all of this, and I think that's more so to do with me being seen and done it. And then for someone who's almost like a deer in headlights, he got there and the bright lights and the red carpet maybe got to him a bit and started getting all jittery, and the rest was a mess, unfortunately.
Have you ever sparred with him or been in Team GB or anything with him? Have your paths ever crossed before?
No, we've never. Before the presser our paths, actually, no. There was a fight I was having before, and he randomly just turned up to a presser, basically asking for a fight, which I said, again, I was fine with, I was calm. I said, cool, once I'm done with this, stay ready, I'll come find you as well. And actually, man of my word, as soon as I was done with that fight, he was the next person I went for. So he got what he asked for. Sometimes just ask me politely and you can get it.
And what does this fight, you win this fight, what does it do for you in terms of elevating your career? You've already got the British title. What's next? And is that are you going to put on a performance that's going to make the world watching stand up and take notice? Yeah, I think I'm going to take advantage of the stage. I think that's the massive priority here, is to recognise how big this event will be, how many eyeballs will be on it, and
take advantage of that. Also, it helped. There's an added benefit of gaining another belt on the line as well. His WBO will be up, my WBA will be up. So there's a few baubles on the line as well, which is always a bit more and adds to it. But I think it's mainly about the performance and not just showing the world, but the boxing world especially, that even on the big stage, I'm still going to put on a big performance.
And yeah, it's an all heavyweight affair there. I mean, being on the undercard of Tyson Fury is not too shabby, is it?
Yeah, I've been on quite a good run, to be fair. It's not been too bad. I chief supported for Dylan White, I chief supported for AJ, and now my third one will be Tyson Fury. So it's not a bad run of 3 in a row. So we're doing pretty well. So like I say, I want to kick on, prove that even though the big stage is there, I'm still putting on great performances, and then hopefully, sometime not in the too distant future, it'll be my name first in big shiny lights.
Fury and Ngannou, how do you see that one going?
It's an interesting one, a very interesting one. I think a lot of people are writing Ngannou off, maybe at their own peril, maybe, because we know he's a massive guy. We know he's a big puncher. We know that if he lands, he can do some damage, and we've seen in the past as well that Fury can be hit. So those two factors, I think obviously you'd always give it to Fury, him being the pure boxer, as fleet-footed as he is, as great as he is. I think you'd always edge it towards him, definitely. But that little question mark of that Ngannou power, that knockout that he has in that back pocket is always, I think, what makes this so intriguing, is just always leaves a little question mark in whatever you say and go, well, it could, but it also could maybe go the other way. So I think that's why this event itself is so captivating and people are so interested.
Okay, and just a couple more. Fury Usyk, that looks like that's finally happening. Again, same question really. That'll be a bit of a different fight, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's going to be very much a different fight. Big props to Fury as well, because I think the plans for that is not to be too soon after this fight. So to do 2 on the bounce like that is a big jump for him. But it's going to be a very interesting fight. I think people have raised some question marks over Usyk over his last performance versus Dubois. But we've always seen with Usyk that he does always perform very well on them big nights and seemingly always comes out on top as well. But Fury's done the same. He's the bigger man with a lot more technical ability, so maybe he'll be able to use those skills, that range. He's quite, like I say, they're both very light on their feet, can move a lot. So it's going to be more of an interesting one to see how it plays out. It's not so kind of lopsided in terms of, oh, it's going to go this way, it's going to go that way. I think after the first few rounds or so, we'll see where our kind of chips fall.
Okay, just final question. What's going to happen in your fight and why should people tune in?
Look, my fights, you can tune into all of my fights and you'll always get the same thing. They're always entertaining, regardless of the opponent. I make it a key thing for me to make sure the fans are entertained, to make sure people that tune in, that pay their hard-earned money to watch the shows, they get something from it. And whenever I've fought, you can never say I've been in a dull fight, and this will be no different. If anything, I'm going to double down into that. I'm going to make it rough. I'm going to make it interesting. I'm going to bring those sticky moments out, because if there's ever a place to do it, if there's ever a stage to do it, to make it kind of a serious affair, this is the one. So there's going to be blood, sweat and tears, but none of them will be on mine.
And ideally not going the distance.
It's definitely not going the distance.